Oh, and we have 3 civilian factories. Baja California is being repaired. Is Baja California being...
Ready.
It doesn't really matter if you're being garrisoned or not. What do we need to build? I think just more military factories. Well, yeah, just more military factories. Let's do this. Then any repairs can be down at the bottom. Guam's military base. Actually, Guam's military base is now becoming important again. Although actually some of the Filipino military bases will also be important. Considering this is actually my territory now, and we'll be fighting against these Philippine units. And we'll need the bases here, so we can go and fight against China. What's your fleet like, China? 18 ships. Yeah, I wasn't expecting much. And we have another research slot available. I think I need to get the Wildcat so that we can actually start building some carrier fighters. We could also do it the Mariner. Wow, I totally misread that. Ooh, we could get tier 3 artillery too. There's a lot of things we still need. Tier 2 mechanized probably more so. Let's grab that. Mechanized is not a thing we can upgrade, is it? Am I at war with the Soviets? Not yet, no. Luxembourg have capitulated. Oh, I never did get this one. So we do actually have a reason to get the naval doctrine, because that's for 3 naval doctrines, isn't it? It is. Alright, let's start researching something else. Like active sonar, so we can start refitting our destroyers for sonar work. Although I'm not really expecting to have much problem with Soviet submarines. I have a feeling that they're not going to contest the Pacific very high. Russia never got invaded either. Oh, yes they did. They do have a rather horrific number of divisions, however. Right, you lot can deploy Virginia. Seems appropriate. That's a point. Do we want to edit these guys at all? I think we probably... Do we want you to be combat with 20 or combat with 40? It'll give us 35 organisation, 450 soft attack, 399 breakthrough. We'll be going across Siberia, though. Actually, the Siberian Corps should just be motorized. It's weird how the Central Powers are fighting the Allies and the Soviets even without Hitler. Yeah, it's because they're trying to dismantle the British Empire, so it was really a war. Well, no, they did declare war on the Commune of France. I mean, technically, they went after the Communists. It's just too bad that France doesn't have an actual communist focus tree. So yeah, it's France, the Soviets, and Italy who need a new focus tree, isn't it? Or an updated one. I quite like this template. This is quite a good template. But it's going to use so much supply. It's going to be so heavy. We can reduce that with logistics. I think we're going to need to. Griswold's ill. The other thing that we can do is create motorized divisions. Get some light tanks. I mean, we're going to have the industrial capacity for it. It's going to be mostly motorized, maybe with just tanks to give them a little bit of oomph, but they're not going to need a lot. Because once these refineries are built, then we're going to absolutely blitz through the military factories. And we're definitely going to have the capacity to build the stuff that we need to build. And in fact, we have the surplus of motorized that we need for this already. We don't have the light tanks, but that's fine. We can easily add those later. So let's get some motorized infantry going on here. I think that these are going to be 20 combat width again. We'll add in some artillery. Maybe one more light tank. 41 organization. 186 soft attack. 229 defense, 116 breakthrough. I think that's too much breakthrough. I think that's the kind of thing I'm after. 48, that's better. Field hospital, recon, engineers. And we're going to call this... What's another Confederate? Who was really good with cavalry in the Confederates? Well, my breakthroughs are going to be specifically for the medium tank. So if I need to make a breakthrough somewhere, then we'll use the mediums. Nathan Bedford Forest. If I call them the Forest Division, though, that's going to just confuse the living daylights out of me. Oh, just call them Bedford. There we are. That'll do. Which I think is also a British car maker, isn't it? Mead. Better. And their icon can be... something about maneuverability. Horse's head. Obviously, then the knight. And we're going to want a lot of these. Let's just start training up 24. So what are we short on? Motorized and artillery. That's fine. We can easily make up that deficit. And we're going to need a lot of light tanks. Okay, so yes, we need to research the Chaffee. Although actually we already have Stuarts. So let's start producing some Stuarts right now. And we still have some more factories. I'd like to start making some strategic bombers, but I don't think we're particularly in a position to do that just yet. We do seem to be using a lot of artillery. Let's add some more artillery production. And with this, we're going to need a lot more motorized. Let's not go overboard. Let's do that. Because we're not going to need that many light tanks.
Commands. Ready, sir. All in. Ready.
Stone walls can go in there. So civil swords. You know what? I'm going to do that.
Yes, sir.
Get you into civil swords.
Ready, sir.
I'm going to merge you into civil swords. Then we're going to take these two out.
Ready to move.
You're training up. This is going to be Rose's force. We're going to make you red because red's my attack.
Commands.
And then you are going to be commanded by Patch. Sure. And this is going to be my elite
Ready, sir.
infantry, so Patch really needs to be at full strength.
Listen up.
So I would say that we want another 3 National Guard divisions, just to make up the numbers. Oops. No, 2. We already have 1. In training. So that's going to be 24 for you, and then we're going to need the motorized.
Listen up. Yes, sir. Commands.
See you, Shadowhawk. Meade was Union. Ah, guys. I said Confederate. Jeb Stuart. Which I guess is who the Stuart's named after, so it kind of makes sense. Thank you. If you want a super defense division, you know what to name it. Well, we already have Stonewall Jacks. Well, yeah, that's true. Because right now the Stonewalls are my tanks, but really Stonewall should be these guys. I mean, their icon is literally a fort, so this is going to be the Stonewall. And then my mechanized, so the big heavy hitter. I mean, this is also fairly obvious. So the Stuart's the cavalry, the Lee's the mechanized, and then Stonewall's my infantry. Pickett's was Union as well, wasn't he? Or was Pickett Confederate? I thought Pickett was Union. Damn it, I need to play Ultimate General again, clearly. Pickett was Confederate. He was up against Meade, who was the Union. You know what? I have a soft spot for Pickett. Because he was really well played in Gettysburg film. So Pickett's going to be these guys, because they're rapid. Well, this is literally cavalry. You know what? The charge is going to be the Blitzkrieg. This is still going to be Stuart. And then instead of Lee, we're going to call these Pickett. Sorry, Lee. You can have something else later, maybe. You guys want to give me more guns again? Sure, why not? Very well, I accept. Also, we have 100 points, which is going to be for the Italian scientists. And then we're going to start funding the Navy. So we can get those 3 free doctrines. Now we are going to need a bit more stability again, which we can generate through the worker labor stuff. You can join them. And there's the 1940 carrier. And I already know what this carrier is going to be called, because I promised it ages ago. We have got, ladies and gentlemen, the Colinus class. And this is going to be... I still don't have any naval radar. Hangar space. Hangar. Hangar. And yeah, you guessed it, more hangars. And we do indeed wish to start producing one of those. We're going to say one more Varach, and then we want one Colinus. Can I upgrade you to a Colinus? I doubt it. I think I would lose the production. But that did often happen. They just started upgrading the ships. Also, the other thing, did we ever start? Yes, we did do active sonar. That's good, because I really want to improve those. Also, I want to do better amphibious at some point. Do we want to do that now, though? No. I want M2 carbines. Because it's the end of 42.
Attention.
Kind of bad that we don't have those already. Go away, Britain. Alright, so I think we're going to wait until these guys are done. Going to wait until those are done. And then I think we'll be in a very good position to go to war with the Soviets. I think we're also going to need to start improving the number of convoys we have. One query, Yorktown class. Does have the maximum number of aircraft. However, I have to say, Yorktown are now obsolete, so I should remove you from my list. Kalinas have taken over. No convoy variant, I didn't think there would be. Istanbul! Thanks very much for the follow. And Rolfwan, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Lee was an artillery specialist at West Point. Yes, he was. Play the Civ 5 Civil War scenario. It's an interesting one. Yeah, I do remember having played that. And also Civ 5 World War II scenario was quite good. Okay, so we have completely maxed out our doctrine. So we are really good at shooting stuff. And it's December. We're going to be very close to 43. So I'm just going to wait until January 43 and then we'll get the construction update.
Ready, sir.
Here's the calm before the storm. You know the other thing we're going to need? Marines. Which we do have the technology for. But we don't have a template. Oh. We're also out of experience. So how am I going to land and attack China and the Soviets? I don't want to go anywhere near Europe because of this. That would just be a bad time for everyone. Yugoslavia claims Macedonia. With the aim of uniting the Macedonian peoples, Yugoslavia has announced it now considers Central Macedonia an integral part of the Yugoslav nation. Isn't Greece in the Allies? No, but it is guaranteed by both Romania and Britain. So Yugoslavia could drag themselves into war against the Imperium Romanum, which is basically just these two at this point. And we have finished all the construction again. Well, first thing is first, we are going to want a massive naval yard here in the Philippines, which is going to need to be protected by anti-air and also radar. Let's get radar on those two. And then we're also going to want just even more military industry because we are definitely ramping up to that stage. We could always get some more dockyards here in the north, which is why I'm not developing those right now. Guam is less important now that we have the Philippines. Alright, speaking of industrialness. Motorized is still super low, and also the light tanks. Light tanks are ratcheting up though. And you know what? I reckon we're going to have enough motorized. Probably. Well, we're probably going to need some more fighters. Also, it's now January. So, construction. Concentrated industry. And now we need to make the choice between streamlined and flexible. Flexible gives us more retention. Both of them give us the cap. Then that's growth versus retention. Retention is more for upgrades. Growth is for if you're actually switching factories around. I do that way more. Have we built too many light cruisers? Technically, yes. That's good, actually. Build me a new task force. Go in there. Adopt the recon sign. And template yourself after recon. We're actually going to get another Brooklyn class fairly soon. We're still mass producing Vorages, so that's fine. We're not going to get the new carrier until 6 more months, and then this one not until 44. That's quite a long way away still. Support equipment to this point is also super well developed. Time to start mass producing more fighters, I think. And we could also do with a little bit more chromium, which we're currently buying from the Soviets. Let's stop doing that and buy it from Cuba instead. Cuba's going to be a very secure source of chromium. Also tended to play marathon games as Civ 5. You know what? I did exactly the same. I really liked the marathon scales because it meant the eras actually felt long. Otherwise, your units just went obsolete like that. It's just so quick. So how am I going to do this war against China and Russia? I am kind of expecting their rear guards to be small. Oh, you know what? We do definitely need the naval invasion. Technology. We'll combine the Bureau of Construction and Repair with the Bureau of Engineering into one entity to oversee the future naval development. I'm trying to think that's what I actually want to do here. Strategic bomber range plus 50%. What? That means I could establish an airbase somewhere in China and probably bomb Moscow. That's insane. Please tell me that's a design company. Nope, that's a National Spirit. What the hell? As much as I'd like the Bureau of Ships, ships are not going to be the problem here. Capacity to execute precision bombing will allow us to stop the war machine of any nation in its tracks. You don't say.
All in.
Am I building more stone walls? Oh, I'm not. Oh, that's a mistake. Not stone walls, pickets. We want about 10. It's a good number.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm definitely going to need to make heavy fighters to protect that. I mean, initially I can just do nighttime bombs. But eventually, yes, we'll do heavy fighters. And I think we're going to take the daytime bombing technologies this time. There's a lot of industrial capacity still in this area. Let's get that infrastructure done, then we can build more factories. I'd say that we have more than enough civilian factories to ensure that this really takes off at this point.
Ready.
Right, the other thing that we need to do is ensure that we have the support companies for logistics. Because we're going to be bringing some very, very big units into areas with very, very little infrastructure. The other thing we need to do is get the focus to invade. So, oh, we're fascist. Who cares? We don't need a focus for this anymore. We can just start justifying. Except I think I am going to justify against China. Because China, I think, is going to be a lot easier to invade than the Soviets. Furthermore, taking the east coast of China is going to be a much bigger deal than taking Siberia. Focus gives you a buff. No, it doesn't. It only gives us a buff against Mexico at this point, apparently. Send 1,000 infantry equipment to the Confederate States of America. So I send myself guns. What? Training is going pretty nicely. We're going to get these 2 units very, very soon. And then we'll need to have another division which is for training, because you are done. We still need marines. I can't build marines though. Getting this landing is going to be a challenge. Although I am fully expecting most of China's armies to be here now. So I think we'll be using the Philippines for an assault, which is why one of the reasons I'm upgrading the port here. Are you actually getting done right now, Luzon? Yes, you are. Good. What am I lacking? A bit of rubber. Let's import a bit more from Malaya. We're going to have to shift the navy over here as well. In fact, we may even just want to do that now. Guam's going to be the naval base.